Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to each and everyone and good afternoon. So, I am Linang Sar Makasalong and my report is all about fiqh distinguished from shari'a and fiqh distinguished from ilm. So, under sa topic which is the development of fiqh. So in general pass through for primary. First is the era of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The second is the era of the rightly guided Khalif or the Khulafa ar-Rashidun. The third is the era of the companions and the elder successor, and the last is the era of the codification. So fiqh distinguished from Sharia. This brings us to the distinction between Sharia and fiqh. While Sharia can be understood as an abstract concept of divine will or the paths laid down by God Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is from the Quran. So fiqh comes into play when divine law is derived and articulated by human scholars. So human scholar is sila yung mga ulama of fiqh, the ahlul ilm fiqh. So sila yung mga nagpapatwa ng mga batas, pero yung ginagawa nilang batas is from the Quran, di ba? So Sharia is the right path from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is ito yung ginagamit ng Islam. So fiqh distinguished from ilm. So fiqh expands and develops Sharia through interpretation ijtihadi of the Quran and Sunnah, the Islamic jurists or the ulama, and it's implemented by the rulings, fatwa, ahkam, or the laws of jurists on questions presented them. So sa mga ganito is maraming nangyayaring mga questions or mga mas'alatul fiqhiyya na kailangan ng kasagutan. So the ulama of fiqh, sila yung gumagawa ng kasagutan sa mga tao na nagkasala or may mga katanungan tungkol sa nangyaring insidente. Diba we all know that sa pag-revealed ng Quran is every verse was revealed to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there's an happen or may mga history na nangyari and why it is revealed. So halimbawa sa as-sariq, diba kapag nagnakaw ang isang lalaki is kapag nakanisab, ang kanyang ninakaw is puputulan ng kamay. Yun yung sa Islam. And also pag kapag zina yung with or without married is may mga rules and regulation doon in the Islam. So sa atin is kinakasal, pero kasi alam natin hindi pa naman nakapaghari ang Islam. So we are under the Philippine government. Okay? So hindi pa nakapaghari ang Islam, which is the Quran. So, as long as alam na natin sa sarili natin na the most very beautiful laws is the Sharia from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, Sharia and fiqh are the two things that draw us to the right path, where Sunnah derived from Allah, the Quran, and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Hadith, while fiqh derived from the scholars of fiqh and fiqh members but still refers to the Quran and Hadith. So Sharia and fiqh are also the two things, okay, draw us to the right path, to yung nagiging tamang daan. Kung may tatatbik lang natin or may implement lang natin sa ating sarili is sa ating mga sarili, sa ating mga community and also sa Pilipinas. So magkakaroon ng peace and unity at walang mangyayaring masama, okay, like pagkakaroon ng rido or something, pagkakaroon ng pag nawalan ka ng gamit, kasi they have their taqwa Allah, kasi alam nila yung napag-aralan nila based on the Quran na bawal ganito, bawal yung zina, kasi pag sa zina yan yung nagkukos ng away. Yes, alam natin yan. Pag nagzina yung dalawa, yung mga maratabat nila is kailangan yun ng family of the girls. So kaya nangyayari yung mga rido-rido. Sometimes na umaabot sa patayan. A'udhu billahi min dhalik. Okay. So Sharia is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, kasi we all know that Sharia is from the Quran, the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Quran, al-kalamullah nzala ala nabina Muhammad. Then ang hadith is the act and the words of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam na doon din nagbe-base ang ating mga scholars of fiqh, but still refers to the Quran in hadith. So yes, Sharia is the Islamic legislative system. Jurisprudence, or in other words, is the Islamic law, Islamic laws. So following Islamic law is the logical necessity. God, His justice, His messenger, His book, the Quran, the day of judgment. So humans should do as good as God commands for their benefits. Di ba may mga, kaya to ginawa ng Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for us, para magkaroon ng benefit sa atin. Kung masusunod lang lahat ng ginawa ng lahat ng batas which is nakasaad sa Quran, yes, magkakaroon tayo ng peace, a community. Yes, para sa atin 'yon. Para magkaroon para maiwasan ng mga away. So like and also sa ibadat, sa command ng Allah, just like salawatul khams or the 5 times prayer, is we should follow, we should do it, okay, for our benefits, to enter the jannatul firdaus al-a'la. Allahumma amin, nas'alullah al-jannah. So kapag sinuway natin yon, is what the uquba or the punishment of Allah will be on nar. Na'udhu billahi min dhalik. So the Arabic language, arts, grammar, or the etymology, vocabulary, elegant, and metaphors, ito yung nahasarf. Ginagamit ito ng mga ahlul ilm or us para mas maunawaan natin ang Quran. So the remoteness in time from the legislative era. So the language of Quran and the narration of hadith is different from what is practiced now. So kailangan is as Islamic studies students, we should know and we should be balanced, okay? Kasi kung Sharia yung course na kukunin natin in the future, inshallah, biidhnillah, is dapat may mga dalil tayo na mula sa Quran na kailangan natin maisaulo. Okay, just like for the hukum or about sa khamr, yes. So yung alcoholic drinks. So sinabi ng Allah, ya ayyuhalladhina amanu innamal khamr wal maisir wal ansab wal azlam rijis min amali syaitan. Fajtanibuhu la'allakum tuflihun. So tinawag ng Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ang mga mananampalataya that all kinds of alcoholic drinks, gambling. Maisir is gamblings, ansab, al-azlam, sorrow for seeking lack of decisions, are an abominations of shaitans. Ito yung min amali shaitan. Okay, so avoid strictly all. So utos ng Allah is to avoid it in order that you may be successful. Yes, kasi sino ba naman yung mga taong palaubog na nagaganito, gambling, ay nag-successful? Di ba? Wala. Even mag-successful sila sa dunya, it could never be in the day of judgment. Sa yamul akhir. Di ba? May mga ganun. Kasi kaya ito hinaram ng Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sa fiqh, ito siya makikita na books, which is the al-Thanawi. Ito ay haram kasi wala siyang maidudulot na maganda. Yun siya. So, how to solve the historical problem? So, by establishing a science which is derives the Islamic laws from its resources and provides the authenticity of those laws with proper evidence and removes the ambiguity surrounding these resources. So, this science is called ilm al-fiqh. Ilm al-fiqh, or the science of Islamic jurisprudence. This science define the practical stance al-mawqif al-amali in Islamic legislative system or the Sharia. So ngayon, bihira lang yung mga na-act. Halimbawa, yung i-implement na batas mula sa Sharia. Actually, ang alam ko lang is about the qiyas. Qiyas sa iba, nakapatay ka, an-nafsu bin nafs. Pag hindi ayaw iampo ng pamilya nila doon sa namatayan, is kisas ang magiging batas sa Sharia. Yun yung alam ko na itokbik, which is na implement ng ating batas sa Sharia. So some of them, some laws or incidents happens na may mga laws sa Quran, hindi yun siya na i-implement kasi hindi pa nagka-hari ang Quran, the Sharia or the Quran or the Islam in the Philippines, unlike doon sa ibang country. So, definition of ilm is also by deriving the law of the practical science from the resources. There are common principles in general procedure used in many of the procedures of deduction, which is istinbat. Istinbat is the study of this unified or the common elements is done by ilm, usul al-fiqh or the principle of Islamic jurisprudence. So, ito yung pinag-aaralan nila kung ano yung mga laws, which is may mga dalil from the Quran. May mga dalil na kung saan yung mga ulama of fiqh is nagkakaisa sila in terms of laws, in terms of making laws from hadith. Okay, nagkaroon ng lijami'il ulama. So, ilm al-fiqh is the science of the common elements that are used in the procedure of deriving the Islamic law. Al-hukm al-shari. So, yung mga hukum is yung qadi, yung mga judges, kung saan sila yung mga ahlul ilm, alam nila lahat. Limbawa sa talaq of the two marriage. So, sila yung may mga knowledge about that particular problem. So, sila yung may mga alam doon. So, the study of the common elements means studying its usage, its authenticity and validation, its sources and its implementation. So, ito yung pinag-aaralan nila kung how to implement the laws from the Quran, from the Sharia to those people na may nangyaring incidents, diba? So, examples of common elements is that first is the prohibition of immersing the head in water while fasting. The answer is yes. Why? So, Yaqub Shu'aib narrated that Imam as-Sadiq said, neither the one in a state of ihram nor the one who farts should immerse his in the water. So, ito yung mga mas'alatul fiqhiyya na tinatanong nila sa mga ahlul fiqh. So, alam naman nila yung sagot. Pero curious lang sila or naguguluhan kaya tinatanong nila yun sa mga ahlul fiqh, sa ating mga ulama para mas malinaw at mas lalo nilang maintindihan ang mga mas'ala or mga questions nila. It could be all, and nas'alullah tawfiq wal hidayah wal najah. Jazakumullah khairan fi husni istimaikum wa insatikum. Syukran.